All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're here on, I believe, a Tuesday. It might be a Thursday, though. There's not really any Reddit review Thursday at the time, so really this video could be either one, who knows. But today, we are going to be doing another What Happened To video. Now, I've made a couple of these. I've made, I think, 2 or 3. Yeah, I've done YBR, Benji Not Dead, and Leafy is here. So I've done 3 of these What Happened To videos, but today we're switching up the formula a little tiny bit. Instead of doing what happened to a specific creator, we're going to be taking a look at more of a whole genre on YouTube as a whole that really just hasn't been the same recently. It feels like it's just not the same. There's not really the same kind of people in it, and it's taken an interesting turn. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to take a look at that, see what happened to it, and yeah, that's going to be the video today. So get ready because we're starting. So pretty much today we're going to be taking a look at what happened to horror narration channels or narration. I don't really know how you say it. One of the two, narration. I'll probably use them both interchangeably throughout the video. But what has happened to these channels? And now when I say these channels, I talk about, Mr. Nightmare or Creeps McPasta or, Lazy Masquerade, just all of those channels that were like really big at horror narration. Oh, Corpse Husband, another huge one. I know he's probably, the most popular by far, not necessarily for his, his horror story narrations, but because he blew up. But so, yeah, taking a look at just horror narrators. There used to be a lot of them, especially in, 2014, 2015, 16, really like 2014 to 2018 seemed to be like the time for them. So a little bit similar in terms of, when was like the prime time for commentary on YouTube. Although really that's carried on in a different way because it just kind of evolved into like this reaction YouTube, which basically every YouTuber is doing nowadays. I mean, that's probably what most people would clarify my channel to be as, or not clarify, but place my channel into that category. There's just a lot of reaction people that spawn from commentary. They're like interchangeable now, but the horror narrating has also taken a quite an interesting development. It's not the same that it used to be. It's not in the same place. It doesn't go over the same things. It's quite different. So starting out back in like 2014, you had a lot of these creators that started their channels, then, or, give or take a year or two, right? And they would read stories primarily off of Reddit for some. For others, it was creepypastas, or they got them emailed in or, stuff like that, pretty much. And they would read these stories. And these stories would be real for the most part. Although, I mean, obviously not if it's a creepypasta channel. But all of the other ones were, for the most part, allegedly true. I mean, there's no real way of verifying most of them, but, you can take a look and you can, see like, okay, this is way too outlandish, or okay, yeah, this seems plausible. A lot of them fell into the, yeah, this seems plausible, that might have really happened, or that was such a like logical horror story, it probably happened, stuff like that. And these went over a lot. I mean, there were a lot of topics from, anything from home invasion to dark web to, like abuse kind of. Not, I wouldn't really say like abuse was taking place, but more like the threat of abuse or something, like a dangerous person in your household or a dangerous family member or something like that. They also revolved around lockdowns in schools was a big one. sleepovers, panic room. I mean, the list goes on, right? They were making a ton of videos on a ton of different things. And it was interesting. It was exciting to, hear people's horror story. I loved them back in 2016 to probably 2019-ish, 18, 19. I loved them. I listened to them all the time. I thought that they were, super interesting, super engaging. Me and all my friends were super into them for a really long time. And yeah, they were interesting. In fact, I got introduced to them by my friend. I got introduced to people like Mr. Nightmare and Corpse Husband. And then obviously I found my own, and he had his own that he liked too, but that was pretty much it. In fact, I actually have a failed channel somewhere out there. I don't even remember the name of it, where I actually tried to do that because I thought, I'll give it a shot. So I tried that. It didn't really fit me. So that's a failed channel out there somewhere on the internet. So if you hear a horror channel that has one video on it that, sounds like my voice, then a much younger my voice, then that probably is my failed channel. You found it. Congratulations. I wish you the best. But, so yeah, basically it was pretty big. It was pretty cool. I was into it. If you're watching this video, I'm sure you were probably into it as well. And then something happened in 2019, and it's not even necessarily that I fell out of touch with it, or, a couple people did, or they got weird. It's the whole thing shifted as a whole right around 2018, 19, 20, right around that time period. The whole genre shifted, and it went from here's horror stories that are narrated by me off of Reddit to now we're taking a look at unsolved mysteries and unsolved cases and, this or that, or we're just going to go play Among Us like Corpse Husband because he got a shit ton of views doing that, so why not, right? And that was strange. I mean, it was weird to see it take a turn, and I still don't really understand why it did, because I can't imagine anybody was really upset with the Reddit stories. Sure, they got boring after a little while. I guess you could definitely make that argument that they were getting boring. Maybe there'd just been too many. People weren't really putting them on Reddit anymore. But it really felt like it went from that to now we're watching Lazy Masquerade, 15 pictures with unsolved backstories or something like that. Or, I don't know, who else is there? Now there's other people, though, that have made channels just based off of that. They really never did the horror narration. They're just unsolved mysteries. For example, Nick Crowley or Crownley. I'm not really 100% sure what his name is, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. He's basically just all stuff like that. I actually really like him. He's a really cool channel. And I've completely I've just adopted the new style. I've just been watching it as if nothing has happened and really haven't put very much thought into it until this video. Because there's just not very many. Creeps McPasta, he got into some shit, and there's only really so many creepypastas to read, so I can kind of see where he faded out. But he still makes videos, I'm sure. He's just faded out of people's minds, I think, a lot. I think his time is kind of past, and people have just moved on from his kind of content. And Mr. Nightmare, on the other hand, he sticks true to what his channel has always been, and I really commend him for that. It takes a lot as a YouTuber to not always jump on the trends and kind of, stick true to what you like to do or just what you set out to do with your channel. So I definitely respect him for that. However, I don't know what it is. It feels like maybe it's definitely not his fault how engaging or non-engaging the stories are, because obviously he doesn't write the stories, he just reads them. So it's really I think Reddit horror stories or the content that people post or just something like that has really gone down, which might be a good thing. If anything, it shows like, oh, home invasions or, lockdowns or stuff like that, or, towards the decrease maybe. But it just, there's just not very engaging stories, I feel, on Reddit anymore. They're all kind of the same now. And none of them really scare you like they used to. Like, I used to watch them and I used to think, oh shit, dude, I'm going to sleep in 20 minutes. That's fucking, that's creepy. Who the fuck knows what's in my room? Because I just listened to a story about some dude who, was under some girl's bed for weeks, That's a fucking scary ass story. Like, holy shit. That really could be happening to me. I don't fucking check under my bed every day. I'm not fucking, that paranoid, right? So who the fuck knows, It's that shit that genuinely makes you want to go like, oh shit, I'm going to look under my bed right now, because that's some scary shit. They just don't have that effect anymore. They all just feel like really bland, I guess. It's like, oh, somebody broke into my house and that was scary, but then they left and nothing really happened and, whatever. Or, oh, I got some weird emails and this person, sent a picture of my house, which that's fucking creepy, don't get me wrong, but nothing really came out of it. Or I wandered to this abandoned warehouse and I got a creepy vibe and so I ran away. It's like, that's not even a scary story. It's like, yeah, no shit, if you go to an abandoned warehouse, you're probably going to get a creepy vibe. But that doesn't really mean it's a horror story because nothing really happened to you besides, oh, it was creepy and maybe you heard a noise. Like, they used to genuinely be like, yeah, I saw this dude in my fucking house and I was hiding in my room and as he's banging on the fucking door and I had to, like, escape out the window or some shit. Like, that's a fucking intense, scary horror story that's allegedly true. Like, to even think that that's possibly true is like, oh shit, that's scary. But I don't know. The whole horror narration thing just really fell off. The stories aren't as good. I do commend Mr. Nightmare, and I do watch all of his videos still to this day. They just don't scare me as much anymore. That's really all I feel. And I feel like that makes them lose a little touch in terms of entertainment and stuff like that. Because if you're watching a video like that, you're watching it to get scared. You're not watching it just because you want to watch a video, just to kill time or something. You're watching it to be scared. Maybe you put it on in the background. Maybe you watch the whole thing, whatever. Maybe you put it on to go to sleep. You're still trying to get that like scared reaction out of yourself. So I don't know. It just, to me, it feels like it's died. It feels like a lot of its original, like, strong creators have gone on to do other things now, or just other horror-related issues, like unsolved mysteries or stuff like that. Like I said, unsolved murders or more of almost like Nexpo kind of videos, like whereas that's kind of always been Nexpo's thing. I feel like a lot of other creators kind of saw the potential there in comparison to, just narrating a bunch of stories. Or, the bigger thing that's blowing up, if you want horror on YouTube, you're probably just going to go watch some ARG. There's, there's so many good ones out nowadays. The Mandela Effect, I think. There's the Mandela Effect. There's the Walton Files. There's, there's just there's Local 58. There's so many good things that you could watch on YouTube that are horror related that just aren't horror narration anymore. I feel like it was really good for the time, but it's just kind of faded out over the years. It hasn't really lasted. So if you like it, there's still channels out there. I promise you can find them. I'm not saying this is the end of the genre as a whole. But if you're willing to change and adapt with the genre into more of what it's became, or more of what it's become nowadays, I think that you will enjoy it just that much more again. It'll kind of keep that fresh new feeling in you rather than holding you back at that horror narration stage, which was really just the breakthrough of horror into like the YouTube space, I guess, you know, off of 4chan and Reddit into the YouTube space. So that's basically what this video is, just talking about the decline of, you know, horror channels, the horror genre, that kind of thing. I might do one of these on commentary also, because as much as commentary does still exist, it has gone down. So keep a lookout for that one. Maybe I'll make it, maybe I won't. Chances are I probably will, because it's a video idea, and you know, whenever you have one of those, you got to make it, because if not, you're going to run out of ideas. So yeah, I'll probably be making that one soon, maybe later. I don't know. I don't really want to make too many of these too clumped together, although they are easy to make, and I do really enjoy making these. They're really fun, but I don't want to clump them all together, you know, that closely. So if you did like this video, make sure you leave a like, hit that subscribe button as well. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I know we can do it. I know it seems like such a far way away from my channel, but I believe in us. I think we can do it. So if you did like this video, again, hit that like button and that subscribe button, because I know we can get to 500. And, you know, let's shoot for a couple likes on this video. Let's shoot for like at least 5, you know. If you watched it, you thought it was good, leave a like. Let's try and get to at least 5. I'm going to start implementing like goals too, because why not? You know, let's stay motivated here. But yeah, as always, have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.